Peace, peace. It's TMT, Ghost of TMT, man. Whew. Just finished walking, just went to the gym, did my little exercise now. Sitting in the sauna, man, trying to recover, man, so I don't be all sore. Just recorded a video. I got another one that I'm coming up with. This video, or this conversation, is for all you brothers navigating this war, this spiritual war. This is a ballad for you. This is something I need you to understand. Ever since you were a young boy, it has always been elements that were against you. It was against your peace. It was against your relationship with the Most High. It was a fight for your literal life. And growing up, we didn't have no protection from these elements. Meaning, a lot of times, your mother's not equipped to really give you that education or that introduction to the Most High that we all needed. She wasn't really befitting because it wasn't in her. A lot of our mothers, they was into spiritual stuff, all types of strange beliefs and believing in astrological signs and nonsense. And a lot of us, we didn't really get introduced to the Most High till we were grown men. Some of us were luckier than others, but we received his message in different forms from different people, but we might have been too young or too blind to even know what was happening. And now that you can identify with what type of war you're in, what type of situation you are up against, you can now truly be ready to fight back, for your spiritual safety, man. I'm using a mic right now. Like I said, I'm in the sauna. I bought this mic where I could talk and be around in my daily life, and I don't just gotta be relegated to just sitting in the crib and sitting in front of the mic all the time. It ain't really what I like to do sometimes. I realize it's just easy for me when I'm out and about, but I've been really paying attention to a lot of the conversations going on about where men stand in the overall battle in society, right? I believe that most men, we are the only ones that I believe that are trying to keep society together, keep society in check. But unfortunately, a lot of us realize that the women and children have been completely separated by the state. And as you can see, like especially in the Black community, which I always say is the canary in the coal mine, whatever they're doing to society, they're going to do it to the Black community first. And now we see the ramifications of what can happen to a community, a society, a group of people when the men have been truly separated from the children and women. The women are literally out of control, out of their minds. You're looking at people, when you look at these women fighting and they're overweight and they're just abrasive and violent and they're just whorish and everything on top of that. You're looking at women who've been from under the covering of men for about the last 30 to 40 years, and you're seeing the results of that. These are women who literally believe in their minds that they can do no wrong. There is no consequences to their actions. Nothing they do has a consequence. Nothing. Criminal activity, sexual lasciviousness, nothing. Violence. They feel like anybody that comes at them wrong deserves to be dealt with physically with extreme prejudice, male or female. And they've bred males that have allowed that. So now even the men that they surround themselves by are accomplice to it. You know, they are implicated in the crime as well because they allowed it. And then you have the children that they birthed that have become literal demons. You know what I'm saying? They literally become a joke online, a meme. And they're the loudest ones complaining about men, complaining about society, racism, blah, 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 blah. Every excuse in the book, right? Never looking at themselves in the mirror for what they've done, how they misraised their children and turned their children into literal demon spawns. You know, unfortunately, truth be told, man, and I try to be honest, and I'm really trying to be truthful. This generation is not gonna make it. They're not gonna make it. They're too far gone. You know, I'm talking about them kids that's like 20 and under, that new batch that's barely legal to drink. You know, that just, you know, even the ones that's in that college realm, like going into the real world, it's gonna be such a rude awakening for so many of them that society is really going to start to turn its back on the black community in a lot of ways. You see, they're already testing the shit with the SNAP benefits, and like they're really turning their back on you. And I'm not saying you guys, but I'm saying that the black community in general, you got to understand that these kids, they're going to be fodder, man. When they finally turn up the heat, when they finally get tired of this shit, and I'm talking about the motherfuckers that's wearing the badges, the people that run the government, the people that in the police department, the people that are going to get tired of the random crimes leaking into their neighborhoods, you know, all that defund the police shit is going to go out the window. And we're going to go right back to, you know, cops using extreme prejudice on these young teenage kids, man. The kids, and I'm literally talking about the kids that will storm into a store and run out and steal a bunch of items with no care, no consequences. Like they almost feel as if it's a lawless society and there's no police nowhere that's going to do anything. And when this table finally turns, I mean, you're talking about something that's going to be written in history books. And that's why I always tell you brothers, man, that listen to my words, that understand my message, that been listening to my message, like your freedom from all of this is paramount. I don't care what you got to do, however you do it, start a business, make content, whatever it takes, you know, invest and do whatever you can do to figure out a way to separate yourself from this. It's going to be beneficial for you and maybe your kids, if you still have, if they're still under your covering and they follow you, you know, the children that follow you. Of course, some brothers got kids that, you know, hate them because of what the mothers told them. And now the child is becoming just like society wants it to be. You know, the child is out in the wilderness and there's pretty much nothing you can do about it. And there's a lot of brothers that have chosen to just say, okay, it is what it is. I've done what I can do. You know, they always tell you to keep fighting and keep fighting and keep fighting. But at a certain point, you know that the fight is lost. You know that the child is gone. And the best thing you could do is wait till they get older and they see the truth in the world, and then they might come look you up. You know what I'm saying? You can still love them. You can still support them and love them from afar, but don't let it drive you into an insane asylum, man, or put you in prison, or, you know, just dealing with all the nonsense that come with the mother, especially if she's a real evil woman. Like you don't want to find yourself in that situation where you're fighting for your life. At the same time, your kid is still going in the other direction because she has such a stranglehold on their mind. And that could be your daughter, your son, whatever, you know, turning a teenager, and now he want to be a tough guy. And, you know, she's only going to call you when he's completely out of control, right? And sometimes he might be so far gone that the only time you're going to know is when it's too late and you got to bury that boy, or you got to go visit him in prison. You know, it's a sad state of affairs, but this is the reality for a lot of black men, you know, losing your children like that in a slow, torturous way. So Your priority at this point is if that's your situation, and even if it's not your situation, is to try to figure out how you can separate yourself from what is coming down the road. Because it's not going to be pretty. It's not going to be nothing that, us as black men, you as a man, that you even want to be a part of, you want to be around, you even want to be associated with. Like, everything about this, you should not want anything to do with it. Like, the black community in a general state right now is over. There is no black community. It's just a science experiment going wrong. And if you choose to keep yourself thinking that you're going to save what has been 40 years in the making of destroying, brother, you're on a fool's errand. And it's no saving it, dog. There's no saving it. You got to save yourself. And I've been saying that for years, and this might come down to like family members, mothers, sisters, people, aunts, and all of that matriarchal shit. You might just have to be that. It was crazy, man. I used to come up, and I remember I used to have these older male cousins, man. They used to come around when they was younger, and then when they got older, they might have went to the military or something, man, and you've never seen them again. I'm talking about cousins that I've never seen since I was a young kid. They just left. They just up and disappeared, man. You know what I mean? Started a whole life somewhere. Some of them is gone. I'm like, I had cousins that went to the military when I was like probably 12, 11, and I've never seen them again. I just hear that, oh yeah, they living in this country, they did da-da-da-da. Like shit like that, man. These things are normal. There are men that came before us that walked out of that matriarchal shit and never came back. And it really that deep, man. It's really that deep. And a lot of us, unfortunately, you have this real toxic attachment to your mother. Some of y'all mothers have really fucked you over all through your life. You know what I mean? And they continue to use you or continue to see you as they it's almost like I'm gonna say it like this. Sometimes because your mother has been a woman but hasn't had no men around her in so long, but all the men around her have been the type of men that we despise, the simps, the goofies, the cucks, those type of cats, that she might even associate that type of energy with you because she actually raised you or thought that she raised you to be like that for the new generation of bitches now, right? So you might not be dealing with them, so she assumes that right is now hers. And your own mother can expect you to simp out for her. You understand? To overlook everything and just be a loyal dumbass when she's man. I got homeboys, man, that told me ill shit they moms did, like stole money from them, put them in crazy debt for them trying to help and her, shit like that, dog. Just because they moms, you ain't supposed to say nothing. You supposed to just take that on the chin because it's moms. Like, nah, man. That's what's really holding a lot of brothers back from reaching there to like really being free, like really having a mentality where they can make some actual change because they feel like a invisible attachment, like a symbiotic attachment to that mother energy, right? Because some of you may never even met your father. You may never even known him, or even if you met him later in life, he might have told you some shit you wasn't ready to hear about your own mother, and then you started hating him when you was younger, and now you're an older man, and now you kind of understand where he was coming from, because subconsciously, your mom, if your mother doesn't have a man, if she does not have a husband, she will look to you to play that role of a husband, like a default son husband. You know what I'm saying? I've been through it. Your mother will literally son husband you. Your grown 50, 40, 60-year-old mom will son husband you, right? There's brothers that had dreams and shit they wanted to do and never could do it. They never left the country. They never traveled. They just was stuck. And that's something that I'm not saying hate your moms or cut your mother off or whatever. Some brothers even go to that distance, and I understand that too. But you got to be able to look at your mother and put her in a place where she's not going to affect your joy. She's not going to steal your right as a man to live, to exist and be free. She doesn't have that right. She doesn't have that right. She never had it. She didn't give you the tools to survive. She didn't raise you in a home for survival. You survived it by the grace of the Most High. You didn't survive that because she put you in a safe environment. Most of y'all niggas grew up in the hood with guns and murderers. You see what I'm saying? Your moms dated these niggas, brought these child abuser and sex molester niggas into the house with no care, right? And let you have a problem with one of these piece of shit niggas she was fucking with. Now you're the problem, right? So I'm telling you, brothers, you gotta see this for what it is. She didn't give you the tools. She couldn't even choose a father for you. The number one thing you're supposed to do. She couldn't even do that. That's how selfish she was with her reproduction, that she didn't even care enough to get you have a father for you, dog. You know what I'm saying? You don't get raised in a single mother household. You survive it. And that's only because God shines some kind of light on you, bro. That's the only reason you here. You understand? I remember fucking sleeping in fucking crack houses and being around drug addicts and sleeping on floors in fucking strange places with fucking niggas that's on drugs and all type of shit because my mama didn't give a fuck, man. You understand? Real shit. Literally. Grown ass men. I remember to be grown ass men sleeping on the couch. Me and my sister literally took like one of them lazy boy chairs, right? And we put that shit in the corner and we slept behind the fucking chair, like so that nobody would know we was in the room. Cause it was strange people coming in and out, moms in the room doing whatever the fuck, drugged out. My grandmother, I tell the story back in the day, my grandmother literally kicked the door in that motherfucker one day, man. We was kids in the dark, just in a basement, dog, in a fucking house, just no parents, no grown-ups, nothing. Me, this other kid that was the son of her friend, and me and my sister. And I remember my grandmother pushed that fucking basement, that back door open, and then the sunlight just came bursting in, and I just seen a fucking silhouette picking us up. Let's go. You know what I'm saying? Man, like you gotta really understand, we could have been molested, all type of shit. So when you come to that conclusion, and some of y'all brothers, you really gotta get the distractions out of your mind. And this is when I think my videos is the best. Like when I really was making videos when I was driving the truck and it was just me in raw living this, and I got this mic now, so now I'm sitting in the sauna, I'm sweating, you know, my heart's beating, and I'm just being real. Some of y'all need to sit and really, no distractions, turn the phone off, turn the PS5 off, turn the game off, and really sit and pick through the fabric of your subconscious memories and really remember the shit that was happening to you as a little boy. Because a lot of y'all niggas have buried that shit so deep that you don't even remember half of it. Your mind just blanked it out. But a lot of y'all was abused. A lot of y'all was sexually abused, physically abused by boyfriends and whoever. And a lot of y'all as young boys don't even remember this shit. And a lot of mothers, be surprised, they're banking on the idea that you are so like cucked out by that mother matriarchal mind fuck that you won't even take the time to really recall what type of life you had, what type of mother you really had. You really got to take the time to remember what type of life you had, what type of childhood you had. Because your subconscious mind may make you think it was all video games and sleepovers and fun times and this shit and that shit. But when you really, 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 really think about it, really remember the shit that was really going on, you might have a different vision of your childhood, man. It might be something that you just put in the back of your subconscious so deep that you might not even know, man. One of your mom's little piece of shit boyfriends might have been touching you or doing some bullshit, man. And she probably know that shit happened, or she know that you said so, and you just pushed it to the back of your mind. You don't even remember no more. You don't even care to remember. You think everything was good. Everything was sweet. Right? But now you are in a state of mind where you have to make decisions based on the potential fallout from this fucking community that's going up in flames all around you. As much as motherfuckers try to put on the blinders like the horse and not pay attention to it, you cannot ignore the fact that the black community, I say, probably got 10, 15 years max, yo. 10, 15 years max to, we just an afterthought. We just an afterthought. You know what I mean? We sanctioned off, probably thrown in concentration camps or some shit, man. Like some real dark shit. And you gotta really look at it like this is really like a war. This is like a ballad of war. This is a war song I'm giving you. Like a heed. You gotta heed this shit, man, because brother, you do not want to try to be in the mix of this shit when it goes down, man. Because everybody's gonna be blaming you. Everybody's gonna be looking at you to lay on the sword for them. The same people who never gave a fuck about you, who told you you wasn't shit, who told you you wasn't good enough and they didn't need you and aborted your children up into 70 millions, literally erased your whole fucking lineage, killed all your children in abortion clinics, and now they want you to turn around and be Captain Save and jump on a fucking grenade and be the scapegoat. Let me tell you something, man. Nobody, the black community does not deserve that. You leave that to the pro-blacks and the Dr. Umars and all of them scammers and all of these dudes that's willing to die on a sword for a community that don't give a fuck about them. Never did. You understand? You are just a useful tool for the black community. Black men, especially black, not the pookies, not the gangsters, not the niggas they love. We talking about you men that got sense in spirituality and integrity. The black community hates you. The children hate you. They don't want you around because you're going to be the one telling them, what are you doing? They don't want to hear that from you. You be one of these trying to save the neighborhood dudes and go around one of these young dudes and try to tell them to relax and tell them to stop doing what they're doing, man. They might put a hot one in you, dog. You might get your top taken off. Literally. So why even put yourself in that situation, man? All I'm telling you is put yourself in a situation where you can win and you can have some peace in this world, dog. Because it's only going to be a war. The black community is done. It's finished. It's done. It's no more. The sooner you realize that, the better off you'll be. You understand? This is TMT signing out, man. I'm going to get out this sun. It's hot as hell. But yeah, I'm going to post this. Y'all brothers be safe and always cover your six. It's the Ghost of TMT. 1.